Hey guys, Zudomama here from IQON Digital. Today I'll be walking you through the IQON app, covering each section, what it does, and how our app can help you get more out of your PC. Definitely recommend you guys sticking around to the end because there's a lot more packed into this app than people realize. So let's go ahead and jump right in. This is the main dashboard. The goal here is simple, just give you an instant overview of your system's health without digging through or opening multiple programs. Here we have CPU temperatures, GPU temperatures, memory utilization, and storage usage, all available from a single screen. Down here, you'll find some quick shortcuts to other areas of the app, which we'll be taking a closer look at later in this video. Next is the My PC section. I'll keep this one pretty quick since it's fairly straightforward. This area provides a more detailed look at each major component in your system, including your CPU, GPU, RAM, storage, and network information. Each section includes real-time graphs and additional hardware details, making it easier to monitor how your system's performing at a glance. Each graph tracks things like utilization and temperature over time, temperature being presented in purple and blue being utilization. This gives you a better understanding of how your hardware is behaving. Alright guys, now let's take a look at the IQON VPN. VPN is built directly into the application, so there's no separate client to install or manage. Everything you need is available right here from the main interface. On the left, you'll find a complete list of available VPN servers. You can manually select any server you'd like or simply leave it on automatic. And IQON will choose the best server with the lowest latency for you. You can also favorite servers that you use frequently, making them easier to access later. Across the top, you'll find the main controls. From here, you can quickly connect or disconnect, switch back to automatic mode, refresh server latency, or access the VPN settings. One feature I'd like to highlight is the game mode. Game mode automatically configures split tunneling so that only the selected game is routed through the VPN, while everything else on your PC continues using your normal internet connection. For supported games, IQON will even recommend the best VPN server locations based on that game's infrastructure, making setup incredibly simple. Here we have the Analyze tab. This is where you can record and analyze your game with a press of a button at a set interval of time. Simply select your game, make a hotkey for the recording, set a duration of the recording, delay, if you want one, delay in which the recording will start, and the sound it'll make. Once the session is complete, you'll be presented with a detailed breakdown of your results, including average FPS, 1% lows, and overall smoothness. This makes it much easier to identify performance issues, compare different settings, and see whether a tweak actually improved your game's performance. Over here we have the Compare tab. You can compare 2 or more recordings. Also, you can see your sensory data at the time of the recording of your components here. I'll see you guys in the Optimize tab. Here we are at the Optimize panel. Definitely something I recommend you guys run weekly or bi-weekly. Couple options to choose from here. Most of the time I recommend IQON recommended or streamer mode if you are a streamer. There is also a custom option for users who want full control over the optimization process. Over here in the top right, you'll notice this little icon here. Clicking this will provide additional information about that specific optimization and what it does and how it may affect your system. Once you've made your selections, you simply follow the on-screen prompts to complete the process. When everything's finished, simply restart your PC and apply the changes. Alright guys, here we are at the Live Boost panel. Live Boost panel is one of IQON's flagship features and is designed to automatically optimize your game while it's running. It's designed to add a CPU set or affinity mask to any game or process you want. In addition to that, it can also help reduce unnecessary background activity to free up system resources while you're gaming. Most situations, I recommend using CPU sets. They provide better core isolation versus traditional affinity masks. CPU sets can even be updated while the game is running without requiring you to restart it. That said, not every game supports CPU sets, so we also include CPU affinity as an option. Before continuing through the setup, you'll notice some information explaining how Live Boost works and the optimizations it can apply. Definitely recommend giving this a quick read before getting started. With that out of the way, let's jump in. First step is making sure Windows Game Mode is disabled on dual CCD processors. Windows Game Mode attempts to schedule games onto the CCD that contains 3DV cache. While that can be beneficial in most situations, it doesn't always make the correct scheduling decisions and can interfere with how IQON's Live Boost manages CPU resources. For the best and most consistent results, I recommend disabling Windows Game Mode before continuing with this setup. IQON's core director is designed to handle processor scheduling on its own, so having both features active at the same time can lead to conflicts. How you disable this is just going to the gaming tab inside your settings and just flicking this little thing off here. Next up is Core Director. For the vast majority of users, I recommend leaving this on automatic. IQON will automatically detect supported games and apply the recommended CPU profile that's been tuned for your processor and the game's engine. If you're an advanced user and understand how CPU sets and game profiles work, you can switch to manual and create your own custom profiles. There's also an off option if you don't want Core Director managing your games at all. For most people though, leave this on automatic. It's definitely the way to go. Moving on to background control, I recommend leaving this set to standard. This provides the best balance between freeing up system resources and maintaining normal Windows functionality while you're gaming. If you're a streamer or content creator, the creator mode is the best option for you. It avoids restricting background applications that you may rely on while you're recording or streaming. There's also an extreme mode available, but I recommend using that with caution. It's intended for users who understand exactly what it's doing, as it applies more of an aggressive background optimization. Now we're at the main Live Boost dashboard. Think of this page as a live status monitor for everything Live Boost is doing while your game is running. At the top, you'll see any supported games that have been detected along with their current boost status. If the game is being optimized, you'll see it listed here along with whether CPU set or CPU affinity is being used. Below that, you can see which Windows services have been temporarily paused while gaming. These services are automatically restored as soon as you close the game, so there's nothing you need to manage manually. You'll also see background isolation, which shows background processors that have been pinned to CPU cores that your game isn't using, helping reduce scheduler contention and allowing your game to make better use of your processor. Overall, this page acts as a live dashboard, showing exactly what Live Boost is doing behind the scenes while you game. Next, let's take a look at the Advanced tab. You can get there by clicking this little button in the top right-hand corner right here. This section is intended for users who want more control over how Live Boost behaves on a per-game basis. From here, you can create custom overrides for individual games or processes, allowing you to assign specific CPU sets or affinity profile. You can also switch between different profiles at any time without needing to close or reopen your game. Remember earlier when I mentioned that CPU sets can be changed while the game is running? Well, this is exactly where it happens. If you're testing different CPU layouts or trying to squeeze out every bit of performance, you can switch profiles in real time and immediately see how your game responds. For most users, the recommended profile will be the best choice. However, if you're an enthusiast who likes to experiment, this section will give you all the tools you need to fine-tune each game to your liking. This next section is aimed at my more advanced users. So if you're not interested in creating your own CPU sets or affinity masks, feel free to skip ahead. Alright, for those of you that are still here, let's take a look at the custom mask editor. As I mentioned a few times already, I generally recommend using CPU sets over affinity masks whenever possible. They're a bit better in most cases, provide better core isolation. However, some games don't fully support CPU sets, which is why affinity masks are still available. If you ever worked with affinity masks before, this layout will probably look familiar. Each box represents a logical processor or thread on your CPU. You can manually select which threads you want your game to run on, or if you already know the hexadecimal mask you want to use, simply just enter it in the box and it will apply for you. Once you've created a configuration you're happy with, you can save it with a custom name. That saved mask can be reused later or applied to other games without having to recreate it from scratch. Here we are at the Health Center / Maintenance Center. This section is packed with tools designed to help keep your PC healthy, troubleshoot common Windows issues, and perform routine maintenance. I'll spend a bit of time here explaining some of the options and what they do. There are some really neat features in here that I think you guys will appreciate. First up, let's head into the reliability monitor. This feature pulls important crash events and system logs directly from Windows and displays them right here. So you can see I have a few already. We can click these and get additional information. If your troubleshooting application crashes, system instability, or other unexpected behavior, this could be a great place to start. There also is a clear event log button right here in the top right. This will be important to clear out old logs and give a clean slate in case you're having issues and want to make sure you don't get confused with old errors. Next, let's move into the utilities section. The utility section contains several tools designed to simplify common maintenance and troubleshooting. Rather than spending too much time on each one, I'm going to give a quick overview of what they do and how they can help. First, we have Verify System Files. This runs Microsoft's built-in repair tools, including SFC and DISM, to help scan for and repair system corruption. Disk Cleanup performs a system scan to clean up unused files and recover storage space. Here we have Retributables Installer. This downloads and installs common Microsoft Visual Retributables that many games and applications rely on. If you ever launched a game and received a missing DLL error, running this can often resolve those issues quickly. Here we have Delete Temporary Files. This clears common cache and temporary data created by Windows, browsers, and other applications. Remove OneDrive. Well, this does exactly what the name suggests. For users who prefer not to use Microsoft's cloud storage integration, this provides a quick and simple way to remove it. Here we have Windows Repair. This is a hidden gem. When you click this, it will bring you to a page here in Windows Settings. The option you want to click on is Reinstall Now. What this does is reinstall itself over your existing installation while keeping your applications, files, and most of your settings intact. During the process, Windows replaces damaged or missing operating system files with fresh copies directly from Microsoft. This can resolve issues that tools like SFC and DISM can't fix on their own. The reason I consider this a hidden gem is because it can often repair a damaged Windows installation without deleting your applications, personal files, or settings. If you're experiencing strange Windows behavior, unexpected crashes, or operating system issues that aren't caused by hardware failure, this is definitely worth trying before performing a full reinstallation. Here we have the Network Center. It's another great feature. If you're experiencing connectivity issues, websites failing to load, or network performance problems such as slower speeds, this section provides several troubleshooting options, including a full network reset, which in many cases can resolve issues that would otherwise take much longer to diagnose manually. And finally, we have the OS Installer Walkthrough. This is a step-by-step guide that walks you through performing a completely fresh Windows installation, helping to ensure the process is done correctly from start to finish. Here we have the Get Help panel. This feature provides a direct connection to our support team. If you run into an issue, have a question, or need assistance troubleshooting something, you can open a support ticket right here and chat with our team without ever leaving the app. You can also attach files such as screenshots, logs, or debug files to help us diagnose issues more quickly to provide faster support. Next up is the More section. We'll be starting with the Game Overlay. The Game Overlay allows you to display real-time performance information directly on your screen while gaming. You can choose from a wide variety of metrics including FPS, GPU utilization, CPU utilization, and much more. The overlay is fully customizable, allowing you to add or remove metrics. You can adjust the font sizes, colors, even where it's displayed at. Whether you're casually monitoring performance or collecting data while troubleshooting, the overlay gives you quick access to the information that matters the most without needing to leave your game. Here we have the Graph overlay. While the standard overlay focuses on displaying individual metrics, the graph overlay allows you to visualize performance data in real time using live graphs directly on your screen. Just like the standard overlay, you can customize which metrics are displayed, choose where the overlay appears, adjust the orientation, change color presets, and assign your own hotkey for quick on and off. And finally, we have the Game Tools section. At the moment, this section contains a utility specifically for Black Desert Online users. With a single click, the IQON app can generate a batch file configured with the recommended CPU affinity settings, making it quick and easy to launch the game with an optimized CPU configuration. Lastly, we have the Settings section. The Software tab contains general application settings, including startup behavior, background services, system tray options, update channels, language preferences, and debugging tools. From here, you can export a debug file directly to your desktop and share it with our support team to help diagnose problems more efficiently. Now, let's move over to the Customization tab. Moving over to the Customizations tab, this is where you can really make the IQON app your own. Nearly every aspect of the application's appearance can be customized, including themes, colors, accent colors, scaling, animations, and my personal favorite, the backgrounds. Whether you prefer the default look or want to create something truly unique, the customization system gives you a wide range of options to personalize the application to your liking. I'll let you explore some of these settings on your own, but there's a surprising amount of flexibility available for users who enjoy tweaking and customizing their software. Alright guys, that about wraps up our walkthrough of the IQON app. If you have any questions, feel free to join our Discord using a link in the description below. We're always happy to help and hear feedback from the community. And if you have any suggestions, feature requests, or ideas of future updates, be sure to leave a comment. Our goal is to make IQON the ultimate all-in-one solution for monitoring, optimizing, maintaining, and supporting your PC, and community feedback plays a huge role in helping us get there. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.